Hey guys, Kevin Plowy here from Yahoo Entertainment. Welcome to Build Series, easily the best thing my mother has ever seen. She's a big fan, it's true. Stranger Things, Fleabag, and Mr. Mercedes have all in their own and special and effective ways become must-see television over the past few years, and all happen to co-star a man named Brett Gelman. Coincidence? I think not. The acclaimed actor, writer, comedian Brett Gelman will be joining us in just a moment, but first, here's a look at his work in Fleabag. Guys, Brett Gelman is in the building.
Oh, hello. Hi, everyone.
How you doing today? Welcome back to New York. I think you used to live here.
I did. Yeah, I lived here for 10 years. Yeah.
A little bit of a homecoming for you.
Of course. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like returning home and being like, see, I work now. New York.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
You knew me when I was nothing.
Exactly. You kicked me out of here because I was such a loser, and then I went to L.A. and I got super cool.
It's true. Well, as I said in the intro, Fleabag, Stranger Things, Mr. Mercedes. Are there any other like critically acclaimed, cultishly adored TV shows that you're on right now, or is it just only three?
Just three.
Just three.
Just three. Yeah.
I feel
right now.
I feel like you're kind of slacking.
Yeah. No, I know. Well, I had Love, and I had Another Period, and yeah, there were a lot of them I was popping up in, but I've been very lucky. Yeah.
Are you jumping back and forth between these sets? I mean, I gotta imagine schedules cross at some point.
With Fleabag and Stranger Things, I did
Yeah.
last fall. I did like some Stranger Things, and then I did all of Fleabag, and then I went back to Stranger Things. Yeah.
Does that ever get disorienting, or is that's just chalk it up to the life of an actor?
I'm always disoriented, so it's fine. It's like just a constant. So I just stay disoriented, and like I somehow make it work. I guess, hopefully, yeah. It's like so fun. It's like, it's living my dream and getting to be a part of things that people love, but not just that other people love, that I really love and am proud of, So it's incredible to work with these writers like Phoebe and Matt and Ross Duffer and actors and, the crew. It's just, it's amazing.
Well, we're going to talk about all of them, and we're going to start with Fleabag. I love this. The show is brilliant.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
I tell you.
Look at her.
She's gorgeous.
That genius there, yeah.
She is a gorgeous genius.
Yeah, she is.
This show just got 11 Emmy nominations, including Best Comedies.
Right.
Congrats for that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Let's go back to the beginning on this. Of course, you play Martin, Claire's husband. Did you know Phoebe beforehand, or was this kind of a straight audition type deal?
I did an audition. I got a call from an Amazon executive on a Wednesday, and he's like, hey, we got this show that we've bought from the BBC, going to be showing it on Amazon, and we think you'd be perfect for this character of the alcoholic brother-in-law. It's written and stars this writer-performer named Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who did this one-person show that the show is based on that was a huge success, and we'd love you to do it. And I was like, oh, okay, great. And then he was like, yeah, we're sending you the pilot, which we shot already, and the rest of the scripts for the season. And then I was like, great, I can't wait to check it out. Thank you so much for thinking of me. He's like, fantastic. If you could let me know really soon, because your first day of shooting will be Tuesday. So I think someone was fired, and I benefited from that. Yeah.
I was curious to know if the role was written for an American, because it's not, his nationality is never. I don't think it's, to my knowledge or from my remembrance of the show, it's never really acknowledged.
No, it was originally, I think, written for a Scottish person, because in the play, Martin is Scottish, but once I showed up, it was American City. Even though I'm like in that monologue, I'm saying a lot of British things. So I think he is, from having lived in the UK for a while, he's picked up phrases like the humming cleaner.
Yes,
calls the cleaning lady a cleaner.
I think he says at one point that he got a semi.
Yeah,
that's a British thing.
Yeah,
right?
very British.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we won't explain what that means.
No,
right
of
now.
course, no.
I mean,
no.
You know, everyone knows what it means.
We can all figure it out. I think. Yeah, and
yes.
yeah.
Did you? I mean, Phoebe is a revelation in this series. I mean, what is it like from your vantage point on set to watch her do her thing?
She's always trying to get me to sign autographs so she can hawk them on the street. It's very embarrassing. She's a very desperate, annoying person.
Surprising.
No, I love her. She's like family at this point. She's like my sister. So, it's great. I mean, and that's what the whole group feels like. So she's amazing, and to watch her work too. She's never satisfied, but in a very positive way. She always thinks it can be better. I mean, that monologue, for instance, I showed up on set that day, and she was like, "This is crap." And I was like, well, I think it's pretty brilliant, actually. And she's like, no. It doesn't sound like you. It doesn't sound like Martin enough. And then on the drive to set, in the car, her sitting next to me on her laptop, she rewrote the monologue. And then she gave it to me. And I was like, oh, wait, it is better.
It's better.
No, she's just a real artist. And but then there's always, we're serious about what we're doing. We move very fast. It's very technical and yet very raw and emotional. But it never gets negative, which is an amazing thing.
Let's talk about Martin. He's such an intriguing character, gem of a character.
Thank you.
Amazingly portrayed by yourself. He's definitely not drunk at all, as she says. I think in his introduction, he's kind of a close talker, totally inappropriate.
Yeah,
pretty much every minute of the day. I think you can say he's a little scummy. He's a weakie. She calls
a weakie. Yes,
she calls
yes.
him at one point.
What an insult!
All that said, I kind of love the guy. I don't know. I like him. I'm a fan of yours. Maybe that's it. I don't know what it is. But we in the monologue we see his sort of like breakdown where he's kind of coming to terms with his own shortcomings. But as he says, he doesn't see himself as a bad guy. How do you look at this guy?
I look at him as an extremely tortured person who really hates himself a lot and feels very alienated. I mean, Phoebe and I were actually talking that Fleabag and Martin are actually the two most similar characters.
Oh yeah,
100%. In the
100%.
show.
Yeah.
That they both feel alienated from everybody else outside of the family and use inappropriate humor both to connect to people and at the same time push them away to protect themselves, in order to not deal with what's actually going on in them. But whereas Fleabag in the second season, I think, makes a strong discovery about herself and really goes into bettering herself, Martin sort of descends into more denial and not taking full responsibility for how he feels. And, I think he's somebody who's desperate for connection. When he doesn't get that, it makes him so angry that he lashes out. And I think like in the third episode of the first season, when that kiss happens, that's him trying to connect to her, to the only person who in that moment he feels like he can connect to. Yeah. And then she throws down the wall too. And that makes him A, like want to strike back at her, and B, realize, oh my God, now the only person that I even am somewhat connected to is my wife, even though she doesn't really like me anymore, and I don't want Fleabag to completely destroy that. And you have to wonder, too, it's like a bad marriage, and he's been pushed away, and, when did that happen? Did he become the jerk that he is from being pushed away, or did she push him away because he was a jerk? It's like that weird chicken and the egg scenario that you can get in problems in relationships, especially marriage. So, I'm working with all of that because you can't really ever play a character like he's a bad person or she's a bad person. You have to
understand
really
where
find
he's
their
coming
humanity.
from, right?
Yeah. And at the same time, it's this fast-moving, very loud, in-your-face comedy. As subtle as it is really aggressive. And so you're playing that tone that Phoebe's writing, and which is very British too. And so that can make him seem even more awful at times. But she really brilliantly reveals all the humanity of him in that last episode and where it's all coming from, really.
And as you hit on perfectly, I mean, he's such a complex character, but generally, I think just such a great heel for her.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, because I would get like all into the like pathos and stuff. I'd be like, and she'd be like, "Darling, it's a comedy." I'd be like, "Oh yeah, right, okay." I'll pace it up a little bit.
Have you pitched your own spin-off series, Scumbag?
yeah, Scumbag. It's actually gonna be on network television. It's gonna be on CBS.
Good. I can see that.
There'll be 22 episodes, and it's gonna be good. Not as dirty. He's gonna be way more likable. but somehow less likable in a way. It's going to be
He's
interesting.
going to be kind of ironically called scumbag.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, he's going to be living with like a 22-year-old roommate who's like an influencer on the come up, and he tries to get this whole like Instagram business going with his roommate, and it just doesn't work out well.
I think
Just kidding. That's a lie, guys. Huh?
I was going to say, I think we just wrote a show.
Wouldn't that be good?
That just
I
happened.
hope it gets made. You get a piece, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, hey, you're welcome. You're welcome.
One of the hallmarks, of course, to Fleabag is her consistent breaking of the fourth wall.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great as an audience, as a viewer, audience member, to sort of always, you feel like you're always in on the joke, or at least in on her deepest, darkest feelings, whatever she's encountering at that precise moment. But what is that like as an actor to be in those scenes at those moments? It's different from, obviously much different from any other scene partner experience.
Of course. No, well, it's definitely like a test of the imagination, and where it's one of those things that reminds you that, like, well, yeah, you get all into the character, you like think about everything that's going on, but at the same time, it's also pretend, and you have to like pretend that certain things are not happening that are actually happening, which is when you're in the middle of a scene with her, and then she just looks at the camera and speaks to the camera. I don't see that.
Right.
So I have to pretend that I'm not seeing it. So in the first season, that took a little bit getting used to.
Yeah.
But in the second season, it was way more. I was way more used to it. It was way more natural.
Is there like
feeling.
an inclination when that first happens to just sort of like freeze, like time freezes for a moment? I mean, it's got
no, you want to freeze. You want to look at the camera. You want to be like, wait, excuse me. Oh, wait, yeah,
right.
You're not talking.
Not
to
in
me.
on this.
Yeah, but that's her most intimate relationship in the whole show. This is what she's said. So, is that camera that fully sees her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another key component to this show, obviously, I mean, it's established from literally the opening moments of season 1 is sex. We never see Martin get any, though.
No, well, I think that's
Martin
one of the big
any?
problems that he has, right? Yeah,
yes.
no. I mean, I think he's really starved in that department, and I think that is something that definitely contributes to his him hating himself and his terrible actions. It's emasculating when you're with somebody and they no longer want to be intimate with you.
Right.
And
Well, I mean, we don't want to spoil too much of what happens towards the end of season 2, but in broad strokes, I mean, given the events that go down, do you know if you're going to be back if it goes into season 3?
Well, she said that there's not going to be a season 3.
There's not going to be a season 3?
That's what she definitely is.
That's definitive?
It feels very definitive. I mean, anybody can always change her mind, and I'm really not messing around here. I mean, I've talked to her about it, and she's like, no, it's done. That's the strength of hers. She does what she wants to do.
Yeah.
And people ask me if I'm bummed out about it. I'm not really, because I would rather her end something that she is done saying than try to force something and it not be as good.
Ask me if I'm bummed out about it.
Are you bummed out about it?
Yeah, I'm just hearing this for the first time.
I am bummed out about it as a viewer. I would like to see more,
Yeah.
But, I support her.
Okay.
And her artistic vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a show that I don't believe is ending anytime soon, though I don't know if you're going to drop another bomb on me today. Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Congrats on this show.
Why am I not on this poster?
I don't know.
Kidding. Right?
Yeah. Can we Photoshop him on the poster?
Is there anti-Semitism going on with this poster artist? I'm just kidding. I think if they wanted my reveal to be a little bit of a surprise. That's why I'm not on the poster.
Right.
So I'm totally joking.
Well, you came on board at the top of season 2.
Yeah.
As Murray.
Yeah. Totally.
The fly in your face.
Yeah.
Were you? I mean, was that pretty exciting for you? Were you?
It was amazing. I was a huge fan of the show. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I watched the first season in like a day. I was like everybody else. I just was like, this is incredible. This is my childhood, yet like a totally new take on it. And I was blown away when I knew that I was going to be a part of it. And then when the Duffers wrote me even more in season 3 and like made me even more of a major part of the storyline, it was exciting. It is exciting. Yeah.
Murray was definitely ahead of the curve. He was trying to blow that whistle very, very early on in his opening scenes in terms of all the madness that's taking place in this town.
I know.
we see him in season 3 flex some language skills. Did you learn Russian for this?
I
for this part?
learned my Russian lines. I did not learn the whole language. That
It's
would be,
very
very
convincing.
time consuming. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I practiced a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of repetition
Mm-hmm.
to the point of where I was like, oh wait, yeah, I have English lines to memorize too. Yeah, you get obsessed with it.
Yeah.
With it like feeling natural and flowing out the tongue, and you having like a major personal investment in a language that you don't normally speak. So it was such an amazing challenge to do that, and I had a great coach.
We dove pretty deep into Martin. We got to dive into Murray here a little bit. Give us your dissection of this character.
Well, I think Murray is like sort of like the positive version of Martin, and where he feels alienated, but he actually makes he grows and becomes more inclined to be connected to people at the end of season 3. And yeah, he's a guy who sees all. He sees the truth in everything, whether it's like a conspiracy or whether it's, two people not, having sex with each other who are in love with each other. So like he loves to see the truth and reveal it. And a lot of the time that person is going to be frustrated that everybody around him doesn't see it and doesn't trust people because of their ability to be delusional. And I think he like resents that in people. But I think what the people of Hawkins teach him is that people are also good, and they're not just, they make him less jaded. And I think that's really like his big journey in season 3.
Well, too bad he couldn't see what was going to happen to Alexei. I'm kind of pissed at him. I got to tell you. I mean,
I
really,
know. A lot of people
corn dog.
Yeah,
Like,
no, it happens on
he
Instagram
just
every day. Why'd you go get corn dogs? Why'd you do
corn
that?
dog.
I'm like, I'm sorry.
Was that corn dog worth it, Murray? That's the question.
I wanted to feed my new friend and like give him a good taste of America.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? It was a good intent. It was well intentioned. Who would have thought that, Arnold Schwarzenegger's doppelganger would be at a carnival? You don't think that. You think like good times, happy times. Yeah. No, I feel bad. I feel very guilty that I left Alexei hanging like that. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the fans, and I'm sorry to Alexei.
Yeah. I met the actor who plays Schwarzenegger's doppelganger at Comic-Con. Super sweet guy.
What a great guy.
What a great guy.
Andre is like the sweetest dude. I know. When I met him, he's like, hey! I was like, oh, wow.
Super,
you're really
sunshiny.
Nice. Yeah, you're the nicest person here. You're way nicer than me. No, he's not. I'm the nicest. I'm very nice.
Do you agree with the general consensus that Alexei is just the most adorable person on Earth?
No, I think I am. Very competitive with him. No, he is very adorable.
He's so adorable.
He's very adorable. He's like, just unfortunate. A lot of unfortunate goings on for that guy. But he dealt with it. He died with grace.
Over a corn dog.
Yeah.
No, I brought this up to I brought this question up to David Harbour at San Diego Comic-Con this year. He was there for Black Widow. And he hates some Alexei. He's just on this mission. He's still on he broke right into character. The man is trying to destroy us. Why do you people love him?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
wow, that's very unforgiving of David.
Hates him some Alexei.
Well, I don't think he does. I think David was maybe working through something that day, because that's just not true. I mean, he turned the corner, and I feel like Alexei redeemed himself. I disagree with Mr. Harbour, but just kidding. Yeah. I agree with him. David, please don't be mad at me.
Coincidentally, David is playing a character named Alexei in Black Widow.
I know.
So he's a hypocrite.
He's like Russian, right?
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's like the Russian Captain America.
Amazing.
Basically.
I love David. David's a very good friend. And we had like a great time, like kind of like having our own like little midnight run situation there, a little like buddy movie in the middle of the grand series. It was so fun. We have a good time.
Have you gotten to rap with Millie Bobby Brown?
Like actually rap?
Yeah, she raps. I've seen you rap.
No. We've
no
talked
no ciphers on the set.
We've talked hip hop, and I impressed her with how many new artists I know. Yeah, I know. I listen to everybody.
Yeah. What are you feeling these days?
I mean, I'm loving that. I'm loving that new Freddie Gibbs Madlib Bandana album. I think that's genius. But I love me some some Migos, some 21 Savage. You know, I like all those Southern guys. I love Megan Thee Stallion. I love that album. I love DaBaby. I love all that stuff.
All right.
Yeah, it's all brilliant art.
Yeah.
I do. I love it.
I agree.
So I impressed her, and then I told her about rappers that I liked from the 90s, and then she made me feel really old.
I mean, golden age stuff still beats the new stuff. I mean,
hey, it's a different thing. It's a different thing. I wouldn't
the
say
genre has
it.
the genre.
If
has
I was,
evolved.
I was stuck on a desert island and I could only listen to one era or like genre of music, it would be 90s hip hop.
Yeah.
But I respect all the new guys too, so I don't like to. I get a little weird when people are like too purist about it, but I respect your opinion.
Top 3 albums.
Top 3 albums
from the 90s.
Illmatic, Enter the Wu-Tang, and Ready to Die.
Okay.
What about you?
Midnight Marauders.
Yes, that's
far
very
above.
yes, of course.
I got to go with one of the 2 Diggable Planets albums.
Totally, yeah.
And then Illmatic.
Okay,
I'm with you on that one.
right,
Sorry, we just turned into
Midnight
a
Marauders or Low
interview
and
about-
Weary are like really, I mean, the Chronic. I mean, you know,
yeah.
I mean, a lot of the Wu solo albums I love. You know,
the Cal.
Right.
Yeah.
Return to the 36 Chambers, ODB. I Only Built for Cuban Links. I mean, come on.
More of the story is that 90s
nerding
hip hop
out
was
here.
the greatest genre in music history.
Yes.
We agree on that.
Yes, we
Let's
do.
talk a
We
little
do.
more Stranger Things.
Okay, let's do it.
Have you seen there's a theory about the last scene, the end credit scene.
Yes.
They reference the American.
Right.
People think it's Murray.
Some people think it's Murray.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
You have to be careful with theorizing. Like, I don't want to even go there. I don't want to even let my brain go there because if I'm right, then, I'm in trouble. If I'm wrong, then I'm in trouble. You know, I can't. You got to be careful.
Do you know?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. They don't tell me nothing.
There are so many. I mean, there's so many fan theories out there about Stranger Things. Do you follow any of those?
I follow some of them. Yeah. I mean, we're right. They think it's like me. They think it's David. They think it's Matthew Modine. They think a lot of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that phone number made people go crazy. That voicemail. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot going on. I can't wait
I
for,
know, it's
for the
pretty
next
fun,
season.
right? It's really crazy to be a part of something like that. Because when you're making it, it's like, again, like Fleabag, there's a major similarity. You've got like the people, the creator are like singular vision, passionate artists, but like the whole vibe is like kind of like of a tight-knit family. As big as the show's reception is, when you're doing it, it doesn't feel like that. It feels like, you're showing up to do a job that you really care about with people who you love.
Yeah. Well, you joined Fleabag from the outset, season 1, Stranger Things, season 2. You're next going to be seen in season 3 of Mr. Mercedes, the AT&T original series.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about who you're playing in that.
I play my most well-adjusted character that I've ever played, and it's probably my most dramatic role I've ever played. Not that there's not probably maybe some little funny moments in there. There might be, but we were never playing that. So if that happens, it just came out, accidentally. But I play Roland Finkelstein.
Great name.
And a lawyer. I am Brita Wool, her character, Lou Linklater, who killed Brady Hartsfield, the villain from season 2, at the end of season 2. She is now on trial for his murder, and so I am defending her in kind of a highly publicized pro bono case. And it was really great to play somebody who really values justice, especially right now, and who really care. I mean, I believe he cares about his client, and to get really into playing empathy. I watched a lot of courtroom dramas. Yeah. It's great.
Well, I was going to ask you if you went to law school. I mean, you learned.
Oh yeah. No, I did. No, and I read a ton of
law.
law books.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's funny, that legal jargon is kind of similar to learning Russian. That you learn what it means, and then you have to personalize it so that when it's when you're saying it, it means something to you.
Sound like you know what you're doing.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's subjective, but
Yeah, we'll see September 10th when season 3.
We will. But it's a great show. I mean, it's David E. Kelly. It's adapted from Stephen King.
Right.
It stars Brendan Gleeson, and the rest of the cast is unbelievable. Brita, Justine Loop, Gabriel Ebert. There's a lot of very top-notch actors in there. Yeah.
Have you gotten to meet Stephen King?
No.
No.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
I'd love to. No, he popped up in the first season, but
he
apparently
doesn't come on set.
No, but apparently he really loves the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's he too busy writing?
Probably,
Right.
yeah. Too
Yeah.
busy making millions, you know.
Beloved books.
Yeah, no, he just like hands the manuscript over, and then they give him like a mountain of money. Yeah.
Well, you have obviously gotten to meet the I think underappreciated international treasure that is Brendan Gleeson. Tell us about
Yes.
working with him.
I mean, that is one of the greatest actors I've ever worked with. I mean, the way in which, like, I learned so much watching how he can do so much by doing so little, and the way that he processes the psychology of the character. But then at the same time, it's so immediate, and it really does seem like it's just happening in the moment, and like his presence and the way that like the camera just wraps around him, you know, it's like he's controlling it. He's amazing, and he's just, you know, and he's one of those actors who has given so many incredible performances and so many amazing things. Yeah. And he's a great guy. He was very much like, that's the great thing about, like, you know, there really is a responsibility to being like the star of a show. And when you see somebody really take that on and set the tone of what the rest of the set is going to be like, and sets a tone of kindness and professionalism and support, and fun, even when you have time to have fun. I mean, sometimes you can't. You got to like focus on the thing, and you're like not happy in that scene, and you don't want to be like laughing it up too much before you go in. But you know, he really set that tone, and he's just like a great leader.
Which of these 3 shows is your favorite? Tell us. We won't tell anyone.
I love all of them the same.
I knew you
They
were
are
going to say
all my
that.
children,
I knew you were going to say
and
that.
I am all their child, and that's a wonderful thing. It's a it's a symbiotic, switching parental child relationship. Is
Okay,
that,
sure.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird.
We'll
No,
we'll wrap it up.
no, but I love them all. I really like feel so. I can't believe that I get to work with all of these people and on these things and play these characters, these great characters that are written for me.
Yeah. Well, you are great in all of them.
Oh my!
I haven't seen Mr. Mercedes yet, but
Check it out.
I believe you will be.
It's a great
in
show.
Season 3. Season 3.
Check it out from the beginning. It's really a phenomenal, undersung show.
Yeah. Well, we've got some questions from some fans in the audience.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, I'll try not to mess this up. But you're trapped in the Russian elevator, and you have to choose between the 3 to be trapped in there with you. Either a Demodog, the Demogorgon, or the Mind Flayer.
Whoa.
Oh my God. I think like the Demodog, because it's the smallest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like kind of cute until it like tears you apart. It's kind of like, ew. It's like kind of like, it's like the early scenes of Little Shop of Horrors, a little bit, where the plant's going to be deadly, but he's cute. Yeah, but definitely that means the least, threatening, I think. Mind Flayer, you're really screwed, and the Demogorgon, you're pretty screwed too.
Yeah. Thank you for such an amazingly geeky question, by the way.
I like that. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Who is your favorite cast member to film with on Stranger Things?
I would say I love them all. I really do. I mean, I love all the people that I worked closely with. So it's like, David is like a very good friend, and so are Charlie and Natalia, and so is Winona. I mean, it was crazy to work with Winona Ryder like that. So if I was going to pick a favorite, I guess I would say her, because she's been a hero of mine since I was a kid, even though she's not that much older than me. She's just like, it's Winona Ryder. I like, you're calling her like Noni. That's like, her nickname.
Yeah.
I'm like calling Winona Ryder Noni. I'm like, what life is this? Wow. This is crazy. Yeah.
That's
so
goals.
I guess Noni.
Yeah. I'm going to tell David Harbour you said that.
I mean, I loved it. David's who I'm probably the closest with.
Yeah.
So he's like, a very, very good friend. I talk to David all the time. So I don't have a favorite, but it was wild to work with Winona.
Yeah. Last question.
Hi. If you had the choice to have either 8's powers or 11's powers, who would you choose and why?
Whose powers first?
8 or 11?
Oh, 8. I think 11, because she's in the series more. She has the power to be in more episodes. No, I think 11. Yeah, Her powers are just, whose powers are better than 11's? Nobody's. It's 11. Come on. I mean, like 8, she's great. But 11 is heaven.
Well
So
played,
stupid.
Brett.
That was the dumbest thing I've said all day. But it rhymes, so that's cool.
Yeah. That's going to be your pull quote from this interview.
No, I know. Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you for being here. So you can see Brett currently on season 2 of Fleabag, season 3 of Stranger Things, and soon, I think September 10th on season 3 of Mr. Mercedes. Just turn on your television or your internet, and you'll see Brett Gelman.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you so much for being here. Great to talk to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
for being here.